Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. Today we will begin this video by section 1.4 partial payments. Partial payments. Financial obligations are sometimes liquidated by a series of partial payments during term of obligation. Then it is necessary to determine the balance due on the final due date. There are two common ways to allow interest credit on short-term transaction. Method 1, also known as declining balance method. Declining balance method or United States rule, but always we call it declining balance method. This method is the method most commonly used in practice. The interest on the unpaid balance of the debit is computed each time a partial payment is made. If the payment is greater than the interest due, pay attention here, greater than the interest due, the difference is used to reduce the debit. If the payment is less than the interest due, it is held without interest until other partial payments are made whose sum exceeds the interest at the time of the last of these partial payments. This point is illustrated in example number 3. The balance due on the final date is outstanding balance after the last partial payments carried to the final due date. Example number 1. On February 4, David borrowed $3,000. On February 4, David borrowed $3,000. This is why it is here, which is debit, at a simple interest rate of 11 R equal 11%. He paid $10,000 on April 21, $10,000 payment 1, and $600 payment $2 on May 12, and pay $700 on June 11. What is the balance? On August 15, using the declining method, balance method. We arrange all dated value on a timeline, time diagram. Here debit, one debit. Here payments for 3 payments, and this is the balance. And instead of having one comparison date, we have 4 comparison dates. Each time a payment is made, the preceding balance is accumulated at a simple interest rate of 11 to this point, and the new balance is obtained. The calculations are given as below. Original debit $3,000, interest on 76 days. February, March, day 1, number of days 1 you will have here 28 minus 4 plus 31 plus 21. You will have here how much? I will calculate it. Here 24 plus 21 plus 31. You will have 76 days. 76 days. Day 2, number of days 2, it will be April, May. Here you will have 30 minus 21 plus 12, which is how much? 30 minus 21 equal plus 12. You have 30 minus 21, it will be 9, plus 12, it will be what? 21 days. Number 3, days 3, number of days. Here, May, June, you have May 31 minus 12 plus 11. You will have here 19 plus 11, 30 days. Number of days equal June, July. June, July, you will have here 30 minus 11 plus 31 plus 15. Here you will have 30 minus 11. It will be 19 plus 31 plus 15. You will have 65 days. 65 days. Now, in order to find the interest, I1 equal B في R في T. B, you have it, how much? $3,000 multiplied by R11. 11 over 100 multiplied by the first 76 over 365. You will have the value multiplied by 11 multiplied by 76 divided by 36500. You will have here 68.71 subtracted here 68, we will add it, add it to 3,000 and then subtract it from 1,000, the first payment. Now you calculate the debit. And its interest. Subtract 1,000 first payment. You will have here 2,068.71. Interest I equal 2,068.71 multiplied by 11 over 100 multiplied by what? 21 over 365. I will calculate it. 2,068.71 multiplied by 11 multiplied by 21 divided by 365, 2 zeros, 36,500. It will be 13 it will be 13.09 approximately dollar. Here, add to here, add to 2068.71, then you will have this add 600, second payment 600, here subtract here, subtract 600, you will have 1481.80. Then calculate here the balance I1, I2, I3. We will have here 1480 point, not 80, 81.80 multiplied by what? Multiplied by 11 over 100, also multiplied by how many? 30 days over 365. You will have here, let's calculate it, 1481.80 multiplied by 11 multiplied by 30 divided by 36,500. You will have it 13.4 $13.4. Here added on 1481.80, you will have this, then subtract the third payment, you will have 795.20. Then calculate the interest I4, you will have 795.20 multiplied by 11 over 100 multiplied by how much? How many days? 65 over 365. You will have here how much? 795.20 multiplied by 11 multiplied by 65 divided by 6,500. You will have 15.58. Here added, you will have 810.75. But you can solve it by another easiest way. The above calculation can also be carried out in shorter form as follows. Here calculate 3,000 multiplied by 1. Here 1 plus RT1 minus the payment, next payment. You will have it balance due on 21 of April. Second, balance due on 12 May. You will have here the same and multiplied by R the same for all of them, but different T1 minus coming payment, second payment, and balance due on 11 of June. It will be the value this, put it here, multiplied by 1 plus 0.11 multiplied by how many? T2, 30 days, minus third payment, which is 700. You will have this. Since there is no fourth payment, this is why balance due on the last day, which is August 15. It will be this number multiplied by 1 plus 0.11 multiplied by 65 over 365, which is 810.75. The same answer, but this is long. This procedure is very long. This very long, but this it's very short. Method 2. Method 2 is called merchant rule, قاعدة التاجر. The entire debit and each partial payment can earn interest to final statement. This way or this procedure similar to the previous section, but the focal date doesn't move like a previous section. The focal date will be the last date of the timeline always. Here earn to the final statement date. The balance due on the final due date, focal date, is simply the difference between the accumulated value of the debit and the accumulated value of the partial payments. The same equation, debits equal payment, but here accumulated value. That is, set up an equation of value using final due date as a focal date. Final due date as a focal date. Here, solve example 1 using the merchant. The same example but using the merchant. Here, focal date. Focal date. First of all, debits or accumulated value of the debit equal accumulated value of the partial payments. We rearrange all dated values on a time diagram. Here debit, here payments. Then you will calculate from 4 February to August 15. You will have 192 days. From April 21 to August 15, it will be 116. From May 12 till August 15, it will be 95 days. From June 11 till August will be 65 days. Notice here the arrows. Then you will have multiplication. Simple interest is computed at 11% on the original debit of 3,492. On the first partial payment, 1,000 for 116 days. On the second partial payment, 600 for 95 days. And third partial payment will be 700 for 65 days. Calculation are given below. Original debit, here it will be $3,000. Interest for 192 days, which is, I will calculate it, I equal 3,000 multiplied by 192 over 365 multiplied by 11 over 100. You will see it. I will see 3,000 multiplied by 192 multiplied by 11 divided by 36,500. It will be 100. It will be 173.59 Added to it, you will have here accumulated value for debit. Accumulated value for debit, and here first payment 1000, interest on 116. You will calculate I. It will be, I will see it, calculated 1000 multiplied by 11 multiplied by 116 divided by 36,500. 34 I1 34.96. Here second payment 600. I will calculate I2. It will be 600 multiplied by 11 multiplied by 95 days divided by 36,500. It will be 17.18. Here third payment will be 700 I3 equal 700 multiplied by 11 multiplied by 65 divided by 3, 36,500, which is 13.71. Here after addition, and you will have 2,365.85 partial payments, accumulated value for partial payments. Here the balance due in August 15 will be 3,173.59 minus 2,030 365.85 will be this. Balance means الموازنة أو الميزانية. Alternative solution, we can write an equation of the value with August 15 as a focal date, as we solve on August 15, as we solve in the previous section. Dated value of the payment equal dated value of debits. Here for the payment, since we have the focal date will be August 15, and you have four different payments, then X at the focal date will be payment X plus 1,000 multiply open a bracket. Since it is moving to the right, you will have multiplication. Here 1,000 multiplied by 1 plus 0.11 multiplied by 116 over 365 plus 600 multiplied by 1 plus 0.11 multiplied by 95 over 365 plus 700 multiplied by 1 plus 0.11 multiplied by 65 over 365 equal 3,000. This is the debit. 3,000 multiplied by 1 plus 0.11 multiplied by 192 over 365. This equation, this is like S here, or B 1 plus RT T1 and so on, B1 B2 and so on. Make simplification, you will have X 807.75. Note, the methods resulted in two different, here 807 in this is merchant rule. By declining balance method, you will have a balance equal 810.78. Notice here the balance for declining method, declining balance method, always greater than the balance for merchant rule. This is a rule. The method resulted in two different concluding payments with declining method, leading to highest final balance in almost all cases. It is important that the two parties to the business transaction agree on the method to be used. Common business practice is the declining balance method. For business, they use declining method. For the merchant tujar, they use merchant method. Now I will stop in the exam, or if you want to solve any question, don't solve the two ways for each procedure. Solve the shortest, this way for solving a method which is declining balance method. For solving declining balance method. For declining balance method, and you choose also the easiest way for this method which is easiest, this method for solving merchant rule. Always choose the easiest and has little time in order to let the time for revision. Now in next video we will discuss question number 3 by solve it by merchant rule and declining method. Also here the homework will be page 24, number from 1 up to 6. They are all easy. I will solve with you 2 questions and the rest will be for homework. Thank you for your listening, and see you in next video by completing section 1.4 and solving some questions on the two methods, declining method and merchant method. Thank you for listening, and السلام عليكم ورحمة